Up here, we're talking about Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson. Now, he's not one of the best receivers. Like, he's not top 10 ball dominant wide receivers in the league, but he's very solid. And the reason why we are talking about Allen Robinson so much in this offseason is just because we're so impressed that he was working and getting multiple 1,000-yard receiving seasons with Mitch Trubisky at the helm at the quarterback position for the Bears. So now it's time for him to get paid money. I mean, he's not, like I said, he's not top 10 wide receiver in the league. I'm naming, 10 other, maybe even 15 other wide receivers that I'm taking over Allen Robinson. And it's not a knock on Allen Robinson. It's just, we've got some great athletic wide receivers in this league right now. But he does deserve to get paid for all the work that he put in for the Bears. So I do want to see him get a nice, hefty, beefy contract here, but the Bears decided to franchise tag him, and that's kind of why we are going to be talking about him today, because the story is Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson is mum on any developments with the contract. Now, they have until July 15th to sign him to a longer-term deal, or if not, he has to play under the franchise tag for the rest of the season. So we're kind of, trying to see what Allen Robinson is trying to do here. Does he want to play under the franchise tag here with the Bears, or does he want a long-term deal with the Bears? Why we think he wants kind of to just play under the franchise tag 1 year is because he's like, all right, I'm not really sure what the quarterback situation is looking like here in Chicago. Is it going to be Andy Dalton? And if it's not, how is Justin Fields going to look? Because I'm not going to spend, 4 years here catching balls from garbage quarterbacks. I think Justin Fields is going to play great at the quarterback position here, but it's not certain and it's not proven and we haven't seen it. So Allen Robinson, I feel like he doesn't want the big term deal because he's like, if we're still dysfunctional here in Chicago and we're still not winning games and the quarterback situation is still not right, I'm leaving because I know I can be he could be one of probably the best number 2 wide receiver in the league. Now, I would put Allen Robinson as top 5 number 2 wide receiver on a team absolutely all day. And that's maybe where he's trying to fit in. Let me go and be just a number 2 on a Super Bowl winning caliber type team. So that's kind of how we feel with Allen Robinson. But let's go into this article right here and see what he's saying about his contract extension. Alrighty, here we go. Let's start here. Robinson, in an interview Wednesday on NFL Total Access, reiterated that he was ready to play the 2021 season on the franchise tag and offered no update on whether an extension was forthcoming. He was also mum on Chicago's quarterback situation. So once again, kind of, backing up what we are saying, I don't think he wants the long-term deal. Not this year, at least. There's no reason for him to do that. Matt Nagy's kind of on the coaching hot seat. He needs to make this season work. Allen Robinson knows all this. He's just played under Mitch Trubisky for 2 straight years. He wants an A1 tier 1 quarterback throwing him the ball. This man's going over the middle, having to kind of sacrifice his body even more because he has to go out and grab, left, way behind, way up, having to kind of use your arms above your head, exposing, your body. So I don't think he wants the deal here in Chicago. Not this year. Let's see how this year plays out. I'll play under the franchise tag this 1 year because I know my market is going to be pretty high come next season of all I've done here in Chicago the last 2 years. And we are going to talk about his stats in a second, but I do want to kind of break down what he's saying here. So here we go. Quote, "We'll see. I think the biggest thing, like I said, just about going out there this year, having fun, making plays, trying to help this team get back into the playoffs. I think that's the main thing. That's what I've set out during the course of this offseason. Every time I get on the field into my workouts and things like that, it's how can I get better? How can I help put this team How can I help put this offense in a better situation than they were in last season? So once again, he's like, hey, I'm just going to, I'm always just trying to get better. And if I keep getting better, my value is going to keep rising on the free agent market. And, if the Bears aren't going to get their shit together, then I'm going to leave because I'm better than Chicago. Unfortunately, he's their best player, hands down by far, folks, at least offensively. And, like we said, this quarterback competition, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, you got Andy Dalton that's never proven proven anything in any of the seasons that he's been playing. And then Justin Fields, he's a rookie, so he's going to have his kind of, rookie kind of path in the league. Nothing truly great year one. I don't see him coming out and being Justin Herbert year one. Maybe more of Tua and Joe Burrow, which were still good seasons, but it's a building block. It's a good year one. And Allen Robinson wants to start competing for rings. He wants to start winning, wants to start kind of winning consistently in this league because, like we said, folks, he was playing under Mitch Trubisky for 2 seasons. If you were playing under Mitch Trubisky for 2 years, you would probably lose love for the game, honestly. So we'll see what Allen Robinson is going to decide to do here. I definitely think this kind of contract extension talk is getting kind of kaput on his end and not the Bears. The Bears, I think, would love to have this man. He's been great for Mitch Trubisky. He's kind of been the saving grace overall for the Bears offense, and I think they were about to reward him with the big deal. He just wants to see the direction that this Bears team is going to move in first before he inks pen to paper. All right, we get one more quote here. Let's see what we get. So when asked if, despite Nagy's game plan, he thought there was still an opportunity for Fields to be a starter this offseason, Robinson offered up diplomacy. Quote, "I have no idea. That's all up to the coaches and stuff like that. I've been able to communicate with Andy since he signed and Justin since he was drafted. So just being able to communicate with both of these guys, even as we went into mandatory minicamp practice, being able to get reps with both, do different things like that, it was fun. Again, for me, it was just fun to be able to talk football with those guys, kind of pick the quarterback's mind, just to continue to build on everything that we're seeing when we're out there on that grass." So once again, we get no more insight on who's really going to be the starter here in Chicago. We do think it's going to be Justin Fields week 1 and not Andy Dalton. We'll probably see that kind of become a little bit clear during the training camps. We've been hearing kind of nothing but great things from Justin Fields, and we already know. That's what we're saying. We already know what Andy Dalton is. It's nothing great. It's nothing kind of consistently winnable. It's kind of 50-50. Once again, nothing great. He had his time in Cincinnati. If you were ever going to do anything, it would be your kind of 7-8 year span as a starting quarterback, not the backup of the Cowboys, and now finally getting another starting opportunity here with the Bears. He's ran his prime. He ran his course. Throw Justin Fields out there. Let him get his feet wet and let him kind of, get it done and see what we can do. Showcase all that he's got there. In this next level of football. So that's Allen Robinson. We get nothing. Truly mum here. Truly no kind of sign which way he's leaning, whether he wants to deal, whether he doesn't, whether he wants to stay, whether he wants to leave. But what I want to highlight here is just how good Allen Robinson is, folks. This man is very solid. He is listed as 6'2", which I don't believe at all. I think this man is like 6 foot barely. Whenever I watch this man, I know he's 6'2", but this man never looks 6'2" on the field. This man is the shortest 6'2" in the league, hands down. In that, I'm all about, when I judge wide receivers, I want to see your height. Let me get better than 6'1". 6'1's kind of, solid. Everything under 6'1", I'm a little hesitant to take. Obviously, we have some exceptions to the rule. Tyreek Hill's the best wide receiver in the league, and he's nowhere close to 6'1". But Allen Robinson listed as 6'2" is a big old lie. I'm almost certain this is a lie, folks. All right, but let's talk about what this man was doing with Mitch's Trubisky, folks. 2019, he had 1,100 receiving yards. Just last season, he had 1,250 receiving yards. These were his top 3 seasons these last 2 seasons, folks. His best season was 2015 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, who was the quarterback here in Jacksonville in 2015? Was it Blake Bortles? What do we got? Blake Bortles. Folks, this man is making garbage quarterbacks look great. This is why we want this man on a good, solid team. This is why he doesn't want to sign a long-term deal here with Chicago, because he's like, folks, y'all see what I'm doing with trash? He had 1,400 yards with Blake Bortles, folks. Come on, give this man the respect he deserves. See what he can do with a Patrick Mahomes, a Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wants help. Go get Allen Robinson. He's a great number 2. And not even just the yards, but look at the catch percentage, folks. 63 catch percentage in 2019 and 67.5 catch percentage just last year. I mean, we know Mitch Trubisky's not accurate, folks. And Allen Robinson is still getting his hands on the ball. He had his best catching percentage seasons under Mitch Trubisky. Come on, we got to give this man his dues, got to give this man his respect, and this is why he wants to be franchise tagged. All right, sign me the deal. I'll see what we got going on here, and if it's not up to my standards, I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. And I know my market's going to be high. My value is going to be high in the kind of free agency come next season because they saw what I did here with absolutely garbage quarterbacks. So the stats are great. Everything's great, and I kind of want to just look at his highlights. So let's go to his last year highlights, and we're not going to focus on him catching the ball. We want to focus on the passes that were thrown. How great is he catching these kind of not accurate thrown passes? So let's watch this highlight clip. There's 8 minutes here. We probably won't watch all 8. We'll skip through some parts, but let's just see the types of balls that Allen Robinson is catching for this 1,300-yard receiving season, 1,200-yard receiving season with 67% catch percentage. Absolutely great there. So let's see what we get, just focusing on how Mitch's Trubisky is throwing the ball. Here we go. That one's a solid pass right there. He's wide open, puts it kind of on the money. Here we go. Another one here. Getting blown out by Detroit. Not great. Look at this one. Look at how he has to reach, folks. Look at this one. Once again, over the middle. Kind of, 3 defenders right around him, and he has to go and extend his entire body. Oh, we'll get a great look right here. Look at that, folks. Let's replay this. Watch this man. Watch this man having just to go up and get it. Fantastic. Absolutely great. Man, surefire hands, too. No bobble. No. Look at how tight he's holding this ball even on the ground. This is what we're talking about, folks. I love it. All right, what else do we get here? Against the Giants, this time week 2, Mitch Trubisky. Once again, having to kind of leap up to grab this ball right over the middle of the field, knowing that the safety is going to be barreling down on this man over the middle of the field, and he still goes up, sure hands, and catches the ball. Here we go. Once again, getting blown out by the Falcons here. This is just a nice comeback route, and look at what he can do. Strong, stays on his feet, and is going to try to bring his team back here against Atlanta. What a great catch right there. Pass here, that's right on the money. What do we got here? Nice floater. Hey, on the sideline, go up and get it. Fantastic. Here we go. This is Nick Foles this time. Nick Foles got the start. Nick Foles throwing it a little bit more accurate. He is wide open on pretty much all these passes here. Here we go. Look at that. Nice 50-50 ball thrown by Nick Foles. Let's try to get back to when Mitch Trubisky starts. We'll watch this Nick Foles one. Look at that. That was pretty good. A little underthrown, but exactly where it had to be. What a secure catch. I mean, this man's fantastic, folks. I mean, what a great hands wide receiver out here. This is still Nick Foles going deep. Look at that. I mean, that's really on the money, folks. Nick Foles is throwing some beautiful balls. It didn't translate into wins or any points, but he was throwing some dimes out here. What's this one? Here we go. Bingo. This. Oh, my God. What a beautiful strike on 3rd and 9 right over the middle. Mitch Trubisky would have probably thrown that one, kind of 5 yards way behind him. And Allen Robinson would have still made the catch somehow. All right, here we go. Ooh, damn. This is by Nick Foles, too. It's like they've got great passes here. This is a great pass, but they're down 24-3 in the 4th quarter. Damn. This is why Mitch Trubisky, this is why, Nick Foles had to not be the starter here in Chicago, because it just didn't translate to wins for whatever reason. We're getting great passes here, but look at here, down 10 in the 4th quarter, and now we get a wide open pass to Allen Robinson. Here we go. In overtime, what does Nick Foles do? That was a little inaccurate on 3rd and 15, though, but it got there. They ended up losing. They ended up winning that game. Saints in overtime. Very well done. All right, let's go back to where Mitch Trubisky is the starter. That's kind of our narrative that we're going with here. Is this Mitch? Here we go. All right, Mitch is back here in Green Bay. All righty. Here we go. Week 10, week 11, and Mitch Trubisky's back, folks. And just look at this. I mean, a little behind him. Look at this. He's wide open in space, and the ball's behind him. You put it on the money. He's got all this room to run, but he has to come back and jump behind to catch the ball. This is what we're talking about. I mean, imagine here. He probably could have squeezed behind between these two defenders and took it the rest of the 50 yards. I mean, let's talk about how many yards he would have had if Mitch Trubisky was accurate. On the goal line, that's wide open. Perfect right there. Here we go in the red zone. What do we got by Mitch? Oh, perfect on the dot right there. Mitch Trubisky still the starter the next week. That's a good pass right here. Kind of exactly where it had to be. Inside. Once again, very out in front. We always see Allen Robinson full extension, though. It's always full extension. Put it right in his chest, Mitch. Let's see this one from this angle. That's a good throw. It's not bad. All right, here we go. Another pass here by Mitch. What do we get? Over the middle of the field. That one, pretty solid, right on the money. We'll take that. Mitch is still the starter the next week. Once again, a little behind, a little bit too much outside. You put this one right on the money. He's going down the sideline a little bit more, maybe another 5-10 yards. But he has to stop and play back into the defender. This is what we're talking about. In the red zone, here we go, before halftime. Whoa, jeez. What was this one? Right over the middle? Wow. Wow, that was a dangerous throw. It got there. The defender lost track of the ball. That was dangerous, but it got there. So I guess we have to give him credit. Bears blowing out the Texans here. Week 13. There we go. A great slant right on the money, and that's what Allen Robinson is able to do, folks. When it's right on the money, 20 yards after the catch. Fantastic. 20 yards run after the catch when the ball is on the money. Here we go. The following week against the Vikings. Going deep. Beautiful ball. Is that Mitch? That is Mitch. This is a beautiful ball, Mitch. Fantastic. That's fantastic. That's the best throw we've seen Mitch Trubisky make all day, folks. All season long, that's the best throw. Coming in week 14. All right, Mitch Trubisky going deep this time. Once again, puts it right on the money. There we go, Mitch. Mitch is starting to warm up here against the Vikings. He went 14 of 19 this game so far in the fourth quarter. Now we're talking. All right, now the following week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, week 15. Way underthrown. Look at that. And Allen Robinson's so great, he's able to pick up 10 yards after the catch here. But look at this. Kind of actually, the underthrown ball helped him here. Mitch Trubisky kind of getting bailed out by his bad throw a little bit. Look at that. But just look at the surefire catchability. This man is never worried. Straight just hands catching the ball. Not using his entire body to catch it. Not relying on any of his arms or his legs to help catch it. It's sheer hands. That's it. And then he goes and palms the ball like a true beast out here. Maybe we should put Allen Robinson top 10 wide receiver. Damn. Fantastic. That's a great ball thrown here by Mitch Trubisky on 4th and 6. Ooh, this is clutch. It means nothing. They're getting absolutely blown out here against the Packers. Week 16. Getting blown out 35-16 with a minute left. But it's a good throw. This is fantastic. And a great one-handed catch by, once again, Allen Robinson. Fantastic. Let's watch this one in slow motion. Look at that. That time using his hands, using his arms to kind of secure the catch. All right, here we go against the Saints. Once again, what is this pass, folks? Is this in the playoffs? This is in the freaking playoffs, folks. What a garbage pass. Do we get another angle on this one? Damn. Just look at how much way behind and high this ball is, folks. This is what Allen Robinson is dealing with. And he had 67% catch percentage. This man's going to get paid next year, folks. Truly going to get paid. Let's see what we get here. There we go. It's a pretty decent ball. Once again, full extension here by Allen Robinson. You give him the credit. Yes, sir. So, Allen Robinson's a great wide receiver out here, folks. Truly making Mitch Trubisky serviceable, manageable in this league, extending his ability to get a couple more games. It's like Matt Nagy's decision is like, do we finally rest this man? Do we finally just send this man home? It's like week 11. Do we finally just not let Mitch Trubisky play? And then you see him make a throw and Allen Robinson dives to catch it and you're like, well, we just moved the chains. Next week it's like, all right, Matt Nagy, are we going to bench him this week? And the quarterback's coach is like, no, we'll give him one more week. And then he goes out, and once again, Allen Robinson makes 2-3 great plays, saving Mitch Trubisky for one more week. But finally, it's the end of the season. Allen Robinson's not catching any passes anymore, and they've just got time to just think. Matt Nagy had all that time to think after that kind of wild card loss against the Saints, and he's like, why the fuck were we going with Mitch Trubisky every week? It's Allen Robinson. They were able to kind of finally take the season as a whole and be like, oh, it was just Allen Robinson keeping this man afloat in this league. So, Allen Robinson, we'll see what he does, but I don't expect him to get signed, and I think he's the one that is kind of refusing a long-term deal here in Chicago because they need to finally get the quarterback position right. They've been bungling it the last 3 years, never getting it right, and we'll see how Andy Dalton and Justin Fields play out, and that's exactly what Allen Robinson is doing.